These are much cuter. Nice little balcony. Didn't have a tub though. Oh, nice little shower with a balcony. All right, we're gonna cut a little bit of distance, off today. Okay, Plaza Mayor. I think we go this way.
I got it.
Yeah, we're gonna just so we're not so whipped.
17 miles today to Agus.
17 miles to Agus. That's a lot.
So we're gonna go take a bus to Villafranca.
To Villa Franca. From we're in
Belorado,
like Colorado, but Belorado.
And it's supposed to be kind of a tough day because there's some uphills. So 17 was just too much.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's different ways to do it. I mean, you certainly could be hardcore, of course.
You do what you need to do.
Stay in Albuquerque.
You do have to be careful, though. I will say, like, it can get a little addicting to be like, oh, let's just skip this section. But stay the course. But I know for me, 17 miles is too long. 13 is about our top. Okay,
we gotta find a bus stop.
We gotta go over here. Okay. I got it on maps.
Okay, well, all right. So we keep running into these Canadians. These are the Canadians we met at the beginning of our hike. And so Melissa and I just last night said, gosh, you know, we haven't seen any of the old people, even Bob and Joan. And then this morning we ran into them, so that was a good surprise. Now Joan is feeling a little bit tired, and she's going to
280
for both.
Yeah, 140.
Okay, so we picked up a bus just to take us to the next village. About what, 20 minutes down the road?
Yeah,
something like that. The buses are nice, they're comfortable, and for €1.40.
Yes, and you can go on to you can go on to a website called Jimenez to get your bus tickets.
Spelled with a J.
Right. And everybody around the bus was making me completely stressed out because they were, oh, there's not enough seats on the bus. There's not enough seats. You need to buy your ticket now. And I'm just panicking, and it's not worth it to get into that attitude of that there's not enough. So,
well, basically buy your ticket beforehand, and you can get a digital image on a QR code on your phone, so you don't have to print it out. And
there was enough seats, by the way.
Yeah. Let's see how many people we got. There's plenty of seats. So I wanted to comment that the bottom of the bus is full of people's bags, so we're not the only ones who are taking a detour, a slight leg rest, if you will.
Well, a lot of people said they were having problems finding accommodations through this, and I will second that. I had a very hard time finding our accommodations through this, and I had to go through WhatsApp to speak directly to a guy. I've texted him like 3 or 4 times, and he's assured that we have a room for the night. In Agus, it's very hard to find accommodations.
In what town?
Agus.
I can't see it from here, but that's Villa Franca. Villa Franca. Oi. So, well, the bus stop was an interesting social study, getting the bus out of Belorado to Villa Franca. Seemed like the people that were going to the bus stop already had pre-purchased their tickets, which is fine. You can purchase your ticket directly from the bus driver. However, one of them mentioned that, well, but the seats might all be gone.
Everyone's taking it today because there's not enough accommodations. No one can get accommodations. We have to skip the section. There's not even seats on the bus.
So what you're really picking up there is people's anxiety in life.
Yeah.
Is that they bring who they are to the Camino, basically. And if they live in some umbrella of there's not enough, then you tend to freak out. And Melissa kind of picked up on that.
Well, I tend to have a thin boundary on people's feelings, so I absorbed all this anxiety of not enough, not enough.
Yeah, so the app she's looking for, because she's using her passport apparently to...
Not an app, it's a website.
A website to...
Jimenez Mobile or something.
Yeah, a website to purchase her ticket on. And it's not... You're looking for United States or America.
You have to put in your passport number, you have to put in your... You know, it's like so much information, and they're like, you get it, just grab your tickets, hurry, the bus is coming.
Well, the thing is, it's not alphabetical.
No.
It's not like US is going to be underneath the U's. It's all hodgepodge everywhere.
It was USA under the E's.
USA under, well, because Estados Unidos. Spanish version of that would be Estados Unidos. At any rate, the guy from New York was chilled because he didn't have any pressure because he already got the ticket, and he was able to find it fairly easy. And when
of course, he didn't reach over and say, let me help you with that with the second set of eyes. Instead, it was like, it's right there.
Yeah, some of us got frustrated with that piece of interaction. Anyway, stories from the trail. Man, we picked up some elevation gain, to be sure. I mean, I think some people skip this because they have read it. It's a little bit on the hilly side, which this is a hill. I mean, looking at the topography, it is pretty hilly, quite hilly.
Really, the accommodations are hard to come by, but you can do it.
So, would you mind if I did a little record?
Let me tell her real quick before you start it.
Okay.
But it's more nature and very. It's just more. It's just a very different thing than this, but it's spectacular, gorgeous into the highlands.
And what's your name?
My name's Chris.
Chris from Massachusetts.
Yes.
And so your husband had died.
Yes.
How long ago?
Well, I'm planning on getting to Santiago on the 2-year anniversary of his death.
Of his. That's when he died, not when you were married.
No, we were married 32 years.
Huh. That's close to. That's a lot.
It is.
Do you feel it? Can you feel the spirit, if you will? I mean, you're. I would say that. I think a lot of people don't. They think it's just a bunch of people walking, but it's not necessarily true, is it? I mean, some people have
A lot of people have stories.
I think everybody has a reason for being here. You know, even on the form when you fill it out, it's, are you here for exercise?
That's true.
Oh.
At the end.
But, you know, I was very clear that I had a spiritual reason for being here, and that it was related to grief and my husband, and for myself too, building a new life.
Yeah.
When I get back.
Huh. Like a reset.
But yeah, definitely a reset for me. And thinking about him, you know, I can't help but think about him here because he wanted to do it too.
Yeah.
And you had done the Appalachian together when you ran across bear. How was it similar to the bear would kind of leave you alone? You'd see the bear and the bear would kind of go off.
Yes, nothing ever came toward me. Sometimes the bears were nonchalant.
Just doing their thing.
They're eating their grass, walking by, and sometimes I would try to scare them, making noise. And one time it was a mother and a baby, and the mom ran off, and the baby was like, "What is she doing?"
Oh. And you knew to get out?
No, he ran away eventually.
Well, so when somebody says it's a physical, how would you, catharsis? Would you describe it as doing this hike? It's physical. It's like a form of catharsis.
Catharsis.
in the sense of stuff coming out.
Yes, definitely.
You're releasing. I mean, back in the days, they would flog themselves and go through the pain of the wandering
Yeah.
to get close to God.
I think there's euphoria in over-exercising. And euphoria and sadness are not very good companions, so
That's a really nice way to put that.
so you have one or the other.
I was thinking yesterday that this stuff is so hard to process through it that maybe it's like the reason teenagers cut themselves, you know. I don't know, that sounds terrible, but like creating this physical pain
To
help you-
give truth to an emotional
to
pain
the
that you're
emotional
feeling.
thing that kind of then bubbles up.
I do think that's true too, and I think it has to do with the body keeps track of your emotional suffering and
Holds it in there.
holds it in, and then exercise and everything helps to move it.
Yeah, see that the word to move it because it gets blocked.
Yeah.
Now, have you done?
Kind of like your meridians, like your,
Yeah.
in Chinese medicine. I've noticed if I overstretch, sometimes I was a dancer in my 20s, and oftentimes if I was in real deep stretches, I would often get very emotional.
Right?
Yeah, and cry.
Have you done other work like esoteric type of things?
Definitely. I spend a lot of time in that realm.
You have.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why I sense that, but
Yeah, yoga, meditation.
tarot, and you tarot like the more occult side, tarot reading,
A little bit.
yeah, astrology,
Yep.
yeah.
Especially when my husband and I were like, can you tell me?
Why?
Yeah, can you tell me why that happened? That was,
Well, everybody dies. Was it natural? I mean, it was it
he had cancer,
what type?
esophageal,
Yeah,
How long did he live after diagnosis?
a year and a half.
a year and a half.
Yeah,
So was it too late, so to
yeah,
speak?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, friend of
Interestingly, I don't think you ever hear about esophageal cancer.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Like
what-
thyroid, you hear thyroid.
Yeah, when he was diagnosed, I suddenly knew 3 people.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that interesting? It's like when you go to buy a car, all of a sudden everybody's driving the same car that you just bought.
Exactly. And
Bien Camino.
You know,
you know, there's 3 things you can do when you have esophageal cancer. You can have surgery and live, die right away, or live a year and a half. Those are your 3 options.
and what
So-
would the surgery do?
Yeah, what's wrong with the surgery? Surgery and live seems like a better choice.
Oh, he was too far.
It was too far along.
So
Yeah.
those 3 people, they each did one of those options.
Oh, is that right? That you ran into at the time of his
Isn't that
diagnosis?
interesting?
Yeah. See, I had colon cancer about 5 years ago, and they did a colon resection. But it was only stage 2,
No chemo.
no chemo, no radiation.
But he follows a lot of the Gerson therapy, do you know?
I don't know.
It's like natural healing through nutrition and that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, you know, diseases have a core in physiology. I mean, working with the body.
Yeah,
I mean, if you studied astrology, it's pretty impressive that they were able to map the known universe as well as they did with the technology that they had at the time. You know, to the phases of the different phases of the, what is it? They understood the different moons of Mars and the phases that they were in, and the effect. It's been a while since I've taken those studies,
You
but
know what I think is fascinating? It's not specifically astrology related, I don't think. But the picture, the spirograph picture that Venus and the Earth and the Moon make going around the sun
yeah,
is like the windows of the Byzantine
Oh.
churches.
Oh.
You know,
like you're talking about the ellipse.
yeah,
The ellipse that the Earth makes around the sun.
yeah, with Venus. It
Oh.
makes like this
A certain
beautiful
like if you
flower-
were to map it
yeah,
in fast time, it would make
a flower
shape.
picture.
So we saw a church, and it looked like the Star of David, and then had a triangle. It was almost a,
Oh, I saw that one.
yeah, what was that? I thought that was odd. It was almost a cult.
Well, I took a picture of it because I thought it was odd too.
Yeah, see what isn't that, was it a 6-pointed or 7?
6-pointed star with a triangle in the middle.
Yeah, what did that mean? Like a cult. If you dug out the occult books, what would that say?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm not-
It was unusual anomaly, in other words. And
I think the 6-pointed star, you know, has some association with the heart. It has some association with peace. It has.
We had 3 small children, and you know, it's like all you could do is
Busy to
just
deal
get
with
through
it.
the day, you know. And
well, how is it with losing your primary partner? It's different, isn't it?
Well, I still have all my parents.
You do.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yes, I mean it's unique because it's my only. I have lost all 4 of my grandparents, but even my last grandparent, he died the same week my husband did.
wow.
Huh.
Yeah, I find that interesting when those timings things happen. Like, I just recently lost a good friend of mine to cancer
yeah.
about 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. See, Melissa, when she
died.
asked you do have stuff you're bringing. I mean, this part
We're all
of her.
bringing something. I mean,
Yeah.
you know. But I would say with the loss of my friend, what I was going to say is she died on my youngest son's birthday, and my dad died the day after his birthday, and my mom died 2 days after my middle son's birthday. So there's this like weird,
That's all.
weird timing.
Astrology.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I think Colleen's death is bringing up less about my sadness for losing somebody in my life, and more thinking about setting down my own life. Like I'm gonna have to do that one day, and say goodbye to the people that you love, and how like that's very real to me right now. Of like, wow, this is a vapor. This is temporary.
Great. Well,
And that's a little frightening to me. Like, how did Colleen, how did she say goodbye to, she had 3 young kids, you know, and like to just take that last breath and give it up, you know?
Yeah.
And all I have to do is sit down a rock over here, you know, at the cross, you know, like, I don't know. That's
Did she
kind
have
of,
cancer?
yeah, she had rectal cancer and she only lived for 6 months. It was stage 4, metastasized by the time they even found it. So she did chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, nothing worked. It was very sad.
Well, watching my husband start to
Deteriorate.
well, he was very strong until the very end. He
uh-huh.
only had like 3 days where he was
oh,
needed any amount of care whatsoever. But in terms of laying down your life, like I could see him take away layers of caring.
Yes.
Like, well, I'm not going to care about that anymore.
Yeah.
That isn't
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. And maybe it's not so
Huh.
hard at the end. Maybe it is just maybe.
yeah. What's that mean? Like, I know exactly what you're saying, but how did you see that?
Yeah. What did you see?
How did
when
you
you're
see
saying
that?
Peeling off.
Because that's what we're supposed to be doing now while we're
I know,
alive,
right?
and not be schlepping
And-
schlepping the rubbish with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting. It's trite, but there's constant metaphors.
Well, you're constantly letting stuff go. You know, and then one day you'll let your
That's
your
what I mean.
your
You'll
life
let your life go.
the thing that you're so
life.
the thing that we grew up holding on to, and you know the old metaphors of you hold on to it so much you don't live. You're so afraid you're not living, so it's complicated.
Yeah, so don't be afraid of bears.
You're afraid of bears, so you could attack the bear. I mean, not attack it, but attack the fear of the bear.
Well,
and
but
then
there's also,
then you've elevated
that's
to a
true.
new level.
Then there's this also like knowing. Okay, for example, I don't want to go place to place, not knowing where I'm staying the next day. That would totally stress me out. I would be just a mess the whole time. Maybe eventually I'd work through that. I don't know. But I kind of like having a reservation, knowing
well.
you know what I mean?
I've come to love reservations.
You've come to love them.
after the 2 times I had to walk an extra 5 kilometers.
Yeah, see? And so,
How often do you want to do that?
I'm just going to be okay with who I am, and I've made peace with it. There's too many other things that I can do to not have to challenge hiking affairs. I've done it a lot. And
Boy, that's unusual.
we're scared.
Now we got the big road right next to us. I thought we left that.
Got a little food truck up here. The man with the robe on.
He's a pilgrim.
Well,
Have you seen him before?
No.
Oh,
you've given Melissa an opportunity to share. You hadn't really verbalized a lot of what you just shared,
well,
Melissa.
because I think it's melding. I mean, it's very raw. I mean, she just died like 2 weeks before we started this trip. You know, and I was actually headed to Houston. Hospice had come in, and her daughter.
Yes, how much preparation for with the society?
Hola.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Attention.
Frutas.
Best police of the world.
The which?
The best police of the world. If you look one police green in Spain, all time look one friend.
The best police.
Have how much preparation for work with the society. The best police of the world.
Ajá. ¿Por qué es guarda civil aquí?
Sí, Guardia Civil, because the police of the city no is the same as the police of the country.
Right. Ellos
But
están.
the best police of the country, the best police of the world, man.
Oh,
If you had one problem in Spain,
you call
and
them?
look one polling green, you had one friend.
Oh, is that right?
No, man.
Oh.
Incorruptible, very serious, but all time for help everybody.
Huh.
If you made one bad thing, attention, because Rottweilers.
Disappear.
But no, it's true. It's one
Oh, is that
police
right?
best preparation for work with the society.
112, ¿verdad? Para llamar
112 o 062. 062.
62.
The direct
Huh, 062. Es a emergencia. Oh, okay, I'll take it.
it's for other side the numbers. The police green.
Ah, huh.
In the shell is donation, man. Do you know the chamber is
Oh, ¿qué es eso? En español, ¿cómo dices estos?
fresa?
Fresa. No, para mí no.
But why?
Pues tampoco vieja. Yo
tú también, tú también.
Sí, cuando cuando yo estoy niño,
No,
mi padre y madre crece de gansa también de todo el tiempo.
No más, no more, no.
Sí, yo conozco la diferencia de cuando muy fresco.
Yeah, no, man, but I mad yesterday because it's one fruit very fragile.
Yes.
You start all time moving, but it's good one, man. Good one is very sweet.
Una.
I speak true. Big
Okay,
one.
esta. La chiquita.
No, ¿de dónde eres? ¿De México?
No, yo vivo contra de México, en Texas.
Joder,
En Texas.
el estado de, o sea, eres de aquí.
Yeah. Okay, amigos.
Aquí. Remember, one police green in Spain is one friend.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, it's a big happening here.
Tu vois, je lui ai donné le portefeuille à la dame et elle était là. Je te jure. Mais tu sais, ils ont tous les trucs devant le visage. Hein. Ça fait 2 jours. Incredible, hein? Incredible.
Hola.
So the journalist is ready to go check.
¿Eso es para ayudar a la gente cuando para?
Hola!
Oh, conozco ella.
I do. How are you?
And
This is
Nico.
Amazon police station. If you lost documented,
Numbering. Okay, this is day 12. We're probably about at least an hour into the hike. We took the bus from Belorado
Cut off
to
about 10 kilometers.
via
Franca.
Franca, via Franca, and so we decided to take a little bus. You really have to, again, probably keep hearing me say it, but you have to make the Camino your Camino and customize it. And again, I was quite surprised how many people were taking a bus. Like,
Stay with what makes sense.
yeah, people take the bus. You know, they leave a section.
If it doesn't
These
make
lads
sense to
look like they're having some trouble
go
with their legs.
17 kilometers, then don't. Either cut it in half. And sometimes the accommodations dictate because you can't find them.
Well, I would say this part of the trail is just kind of this road that goes through this wooded area, and you're kind of you don't really have much views. Yeah, it's just kind of almost a sea of people up ahead. It's most unusual. Santiago is this direction.
No,
Yeah.
you sure? I was thinking is that direction.
Oh, I know. Maybe you're the bad pilgrim, and you have to do it in reverse, and then you get to the other end, and then now you got to come back.
Yeah, I think so. I was doing that for you now. No, I forgot my mind in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. I was in
Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. You forgot what?
my mind.
Oh,
You forgot your mind. You must go back and get it.
well,
I arrive in Saint-Jacques-de-Compostelle and I find out my mind is still there.
je suis
Yeah.
française.
En français, oui.
Ah,
Is it true
you're walking.
you've been to Santiago
Yeah.
and now you're going back?
No, but I've been from Lisboa,
Lisbon.
Oh, you went from Portugal.
Portugal. Lisbon,
Oh, how
Santiago.
long?
Lisbon.
How long did it take you from Lisbon to Santiago?
I
A month?
start the 26th of March and I arrive
Ooh.
the 18th of April.
Oh.
And then you're coming this way because we thought we might go to Santiago and then Porto, so we will be going backwards.
Yeah, you will see.
Who
No,
knows?
but a lot of people going to Fatima from Santiago.
Fatima.
Oh, is this on the way to Porto?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, it's
Okay.
on the way. You will see. You follow the blue arrow. You will
Oh.
follow. Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Well, see, the only problem with this is you don't meet so many friends to go this way. Nobody's going that way,
That
but
is-
you don't care.
That is great for the soul. Is
For the
great.
for
you
the
know.
for the clear device.
Yeah, I
I
can
understand.
clean all my mind.
I understand.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's for sure.
All right.
All right.
All right.
So,
Bon
Buen camino.
bon
for
vel.
you too.
Bon chance.
Excellent Camino, huh?
Yes, bon chance.
Hey.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Never give up, huh? Never
Well,
give up.
I like that.
Bye bye.
About an hour 10, hour 5.
To
Agus.
Agus. We're about an hour 10 to Agus. This is just fairly easy, I would
Yeah.
say. It's like really a forest.
pleasant.
Yeah, you're walking on a wide forest road through this section, and you don't get to see a lot of the landscape. You don't see any of the landscape. You just really just see the forest for the trees. So
This has been the most amount of pilgrims we've seen since
true.
like Roncesvalles.
Yeah,
Like a
So,
lot today.
a lot all day.
Yeah.
Usually it
Just a
thins
lot.
out.
We even saw a guy coming the other way. He had hiked from
Lisbon.
Lisbon in Portugal all the way to Santiago and is now going to Saint Jean.
Saint
We
Jean.
stopped him and was like, "You're going the wrong way."
Well, we got a record of it too, so
So we thought, well, maybe we should go to Porto after we get to Santiago.
never give up. The Frenchman says
Never
never,
give
give up. So we'll get there first and we'll decide.
Then we'll.
I mean, they've put some serious sculptures in.
Yeah.
Nice little albergue. Nice little stop for people to put up their tiny little feet. Nice little coffee.
You want to go in here or no?
Not really. All these. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's some craftsmanship, you know, just from. Oh, here, Melissa, you're gonna have, Melissa. This is a very cool little albergue. Take a tiny little, oh, yeah, it's all connected to the church. Oh boy, it's a big church. Woo. We've only seen a yeah, man. I mean, it's huge. Well, so let's have a little talk.
Walk and talk.
A walk and talk. Yeah, so I do want to clarify the way we're doing it. I mean, I already got my companion, and I would say that if you're doing it alone, staying in the albergues is probably a more interesting experience in the sense that you'll meet people, and you'll probably meet a similar group of people as you go along the way. But remember, that's not really our cup of tea. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that
You must know yourself.
yeah, I mean, and I clearly would prefer to have, I mean, I like knowing that we got a place and we're not going to be fighting over the last few beds that might be available in the albergue, which I tell you, that's a different stress. I mean, you look ahead and there's tons of people, and I don't know if all those people have reservations at for like in San Juan de Ortega, because there's quite a few people on the path, and there are only a limited amount of spaces, although the albergue is pretty big, and I doubt it that you're going to get private rooms at that place, because it looked like it was more, and maybe it's connected to these churches that have more of the traditional pilgrim's way, which is you have community, you travel, they have dinner. It was 12 euros plus 8 euros for dinner, which is interesting, right? 12 euros for your room and 8 euros for dinner. You know, the dinners are, it's a basic, it's simple, but again, I think it's this community, and you have to kind of be into that. And if you're looking for that, then you do it that way. We're not looking for that, and it's not that interesting to have this, oh, we don't know where we're going to be spending the night. I definitely like the idea of knowing that the town that we get to, we can take our time, we can stop and have a coffee. I did a painting, you know, there's something that it just takes the stress out of your head. And again, kind of know we're not 20, but then again, a lot of those people are not 20 either. I mean, that guy we just talked with, he's 7 years old, and today's his birthday, and he's spending in the albergue, and he just thought everything is looking so great that he got a place in the albergue, and it was a nice one. But I think those albergues have the tradition of communal space, communal sleeping. And remember, communal sleeping means snoring and dirty feet, and man, people get up like real early to get down the road, because yeah, like where we took a bus to knock off, oh, like an hour and a half, other people are just schlepping and they're walking that, and
with headlamps.
Yeah, with headlamps, and so they want to get there. I don't know if they wanted to get there early, because, you know, I would think if they have a reservation, you don't have to worry about it. So that part I'm not real sure about. Do people leave at that hour? Or they could just be going by a guidebook that has a sequence in such a way that today you have to go 15 miles and you just have to walk it, and that's just how it is. So I would say this part of the walk, it's not spectacular in the sense of, ooh, look what beautiful landscape. Most of the landscape is actually covered by trees.
Today.
Yeah, and so today I would say we spent a little bit more time talking to pilgrims. Not a lot, but we met, Cindy?
No,
Chris. She's a woman and she lost her husband. She was an interesting personality, where there are clearly people who are taking this path that are processing some real stuff. So I mean, it is not just for oh, let's go take a nice walk, and stay in Albuquerque. I think people have some real things that they're working on, and who knows percentages wise. I would say from the people that we've met, it's probably pretty accurate that I would say like maybe 10% are on some sort of a path. And I would say perhaps the others that we've met, it's something to do. They like the gig because it's well worked out. They've got taxis, they've got buses, they have food, they have shelter close enough. I mean, it's all kind of worked out. Ship your baggage, like your heavy stuff, ahead to the next Albuquerque or the next hotel. So in that respect, this Camino is well worked out, and the resources are here to make it like you can't say it's just about anybody can do it, but it makes it accessible where a lot of people can do it. Not the most physically fit, but they still come out and they do it.
Determination.
Yeah. If you get into a physical where you got a blister, or your iliotibial band is like just blown up, or you've got some sciatic nerve that's blown, that's a different thing. There is a tiredness, like, I don't want to say it's a drudgery, but
Cumulative.
it is. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the cumulative, and I can't say that I have crested where, ooh, let's go and walk because it's so easy. It's getting it feels like it's getting better, but we're also not doing as many kilometers per day, I would say. I think we're trying to find a sweet spot.
Yeah, we're trying to learn our...
Yeah, we're kind of found a sweet spot, and we took a bus today and knocked off, like I say, about an hour and a half, maybe close to 2 hours. So, this just kind of opens up to a nice little place. Kind of come up. Yeah. He ain't gonna get weird. So that's it. Book yourself and have it ready. I thought the thing with the horses were the cutest little animal thing, where the mamas were hanging by the babies for nap time. Yeah, I would. Good idea. Just because. Yeah, you forget that these are all females. Look at the one, she's on her knees.
No.
No, bet you he's watching. Smart looking dog. Boy. Oh, I know. I wonder if he's watching.
Yeah, I wonder if they're watching.
Well, I'd say yeah. Uh-oh, little buckshot looks like he's by himself. Uh-huh. It's a cute little place. Calle San Juan de Ortega. It's funny, that was the town we just left. Oh man, it's real cute. Cindy. 518 kilometers.
Sorry, I remember.
Oh my goodness. Huh? Cindy, Chris.
Found your place. They refused my reservation.
No. Even after...
Oh no. Maybe this is it.
Okay, so I don't get that. Now, how is it you had a reservation and they didn't honor it?
Yeah.
Which
So there was just some girl at the bar, and I'm like, well, who did
I'm gonna-
it? And he's like, my.
okay, so
I texted last
that
night.
kind of blows. That we met a woman named Chris, and she had a reservation, and I even looked at her phone, and it said, "Yeah, your reservation's confirmed." She gets to this small town.
The municipal.
It's the municipal Albuquerque, and she gets there and she said there's no room. Another guy shows up and there's no room, and so the woman what's the name of this Albuquerque?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, boy.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, the name of this Albuquerque.
El
Pajar de Agus. El Pajar de Agus, something like that. At any rate, the sweetest woman that you ever meet, she's going to Burgos, which is the next bigger town from here, and she's taken four pilgrims in her car to Burgos so they have a place to stay.
Because there's nothing
Yeah.
in the near.
Yeah, and so the drag of it is that, again, that woman confirmed. She even showed me
Not
a
for this
text,
place.
a
It was
text
for the
at the municipal Albuquerque, which is that's something else to think about. You think you got this space, you're right, and man, there's not a lot of room. These are small towns. The supermercado is not even a supermercado. It's a tiny little
with a
restaurant with a little
few vegetables
vegetables. So
yogurt and basic necessities.
that could get rough. So I do think people probably, if you're lucky, you get one of these, and we got the private room.
This is the only private room.
Only private room.
At this place.
Yeah. So I felt, and
They
I
opened May 1, and I just happened to go onto their website, and
this is
I
the
had
one.
to go through WhatsApp, and I just happened to throw it out there and just say, "Do you happen to have a private room?" And they were like, "Yes."
Yeah.
So I've been back and forth with them, letting
Yeah,
them know.
so-
Yesterday, this morning, even an hour out, I was like, "We're coming."
Yeah, so meaning that things can happen out here, and you better don't get frustrated. You almost have to pivot. And again, I would say the woman who runs this place is like, out of her kindness of her heart, I wasn't even going to give her €2 to say, "Hey, thanks for taking these people."
She wouldn't take it.
And she wouldn't take the €2. So, and I told all those people, I said, give her some money, and I'd be surprised if she took it. So I think it's totally by her heart that she's willing to help. So I think we got a little time to kill. We're gonna walk around this town. I'm gonna make another painting, and we'll see what
opens at
happens.
6:30.
Yeah, we'll kind of explore this little village. That's a cool church. Yeah, I might just pluck myself down. Yeah. I can never tire of these things.
I know, right?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Oh. Oh, ¿la estámpara? Ahorita no traigo mi pasaporte. En la mañana.
Aquella,
Oh, de ella.
aquella, tenemos el sello. Sí.
Mañana.
Mañana no.
Está cerrado.
Mañana yo hasta las 12 no abro.
Oh, a las 12 abre.
A las 12.
A las 12.
Sí.
Well, it's like mediodía. You know. Huh. I mean, they know that. I went in there. Oh, I was bad to my sister. Espera. Okay.
Please, vas a comer. Vas a comer con los 5. O
You better grab it, Melissa. Just stay with her. Because he was by himself for one thing. And I don't think so either. I think that's just how it's done here.
This is our first meal at a restaurant in Spain, and we've been here for over 2 weeks. I'm happy. Look around. Show around. This is the cutest. It's the cutest spot. It looks like something out of the old times.
Well, and it just move you. It's like, oh, we need another chair. They move you to give a fork top to somebody else, and we tortilla coming. And this gets to sit back and just enjoy herself like a real.
It's so good. It's warm.
She gets to eat like she's on vacation. She doesn't have to cook it from her little pot.
Wine is like
the wine is
€1.
Yeah, don't get the wine, man. It doesn't have that tannic taste in
Really
it.
smooth.